What's going on, guys? Aggronix here, and as you can see on your screen, all this crazy fucking shit on the screen, I'm gonna explain it, but I'd like to welcome you guys to the PCL Monotype League. Now, yes, I've joined a new league. We are now in 3 leagues, which hopefully won't be too much to ask. You know, I should be able to build, 3 different teams and prep for 3 different players, because I really enjoy team building, and I wanted to do another league because I want to keep the league battles going. But we're in the Little Cup League, in the Elysian League, which is great. We're in the Standard League, I guess it is the Draft League format, in the what's it called, the CPL. That's more standard. You just have the OU, UU, RU, and UMons. And now we're joining a Monotype League. So the good thing is about all these leagues that they're all different. They all have different themes about them, which is really nice. And yes, right here is our name. We are the Cork City Starlies, or Cork City Cyndaquils. Fuck! I have to fucking stop. We are the Cork City Cyndaquils, and I'm really excited to start off this league. And I'm going to reveal to you guys what my draft was and what my type was as well. So if you guys are excited to see more APL, or see some APL Monotype off-season league battles, and you guys are excited to see if we can make playoffs and stuff like that, make sure to subscribe down below first, and subscribe if you are not already to become a member of the Aggronix. With that being said, let's jump into this shiznazzle. So there are 12 teams in this league. There are 12 players, and each of them got a type. We didn't choose the type, we were given the type. It was all randomized, and yeah, we got a type. Each type has a certain amount of points, which is very, very important. If you get water, flying, ground, or steel, you only have 12 million euros. Let's say euros. Alright? Which means each mon is worth a certain amount of money, and the person who is in charge of the league made those tiers. Basically, the better type you have, the less points you have to spend, so you can't, get as many great mons, which I think is very, very nice. And then if you get rock, bug, ice, or grass, or poison, you get a lot of points. So yeah, I'm really excited for this league, and let's jump into the team. So first off, I'm going to reveal to you guys what my type was. And like I said, I didn't have any choice in this, but I'm still okay with the type. I mean, every type is good. You can make any type work. It's just, this is definitely going to be, out of the types that are there, this is probably going to be the most difficult for anyone to use, just because there aren't that many of them. I got the fairy type, which fairy is a fantastic type in the league. Obviously, only being weak to 2 things, which is steel and poison, and only having 3 resistances in steel, poison, and fire. Fairies hit like trucks. They all have, a lot of them have access to wish and heal bell. They hit like crazy, and you have a lot of strong mons. So I'm happy with the fairy type, but I'm going to acknowledge the fact, and I hope you guys acknowledge it too, that this is a very, very hard type to team build with, because there aren't that many of them. There really, really aren't. And to build this team, I had to do a lot of fumbling and fiddling with this team to make sure that, it turned out okay. So for tier 1, there were only 2 tier 1s, or 2 fairies in tier 1, so I picked up both of them. I'm going to pick them both together. We picked up Mega Gardevoir, which, first of all, is amazing. I'm actually really, really excited because I've always wanted to use Mega Gardevoir, but I just never did. I've never drafted it, but I've always thought it'd be really, really cool mod to use. It's fantastically strong, really, really fast. 100 speed is not bad. 165 special attack, hits like a truck, and 135 special defense. So you can run this thing defensive if you really, really want to. And that's something that we might have to do, because in Monotype you have to run some really crazy sets. And Mega Gardevoir has incredible coverage. Moves like Destiny Bond, Energy Ball, Focus Blast, obviously Healing Wish, and Psychic, Psyshock, Moonblast. Hyper Voice with Pixelate is crazy strong. Shadow Ball, Signal Beam, Thunderbolt, Will-O-Wisp even, if I want to run that. Really, really awesome mon, and I think this is a fantastic start to the team, So this is a Monotype league, but I still wanted a team. I don't want to just put 6 or 7, 8 mons together and just say, alright, this is my team. I wanted to build a unit. So I picked up Clefable, and not just because Clefable is a fantastic mon and I wanted to use it for a long time, because Clefable actually does stuff for this team. The first thing that Clefable does is gives us Stealth Rocks, which I believe Clefable is like literally one of the only mons there's a fairy type to get Stealth Rocks. The other one is like Carbink and Diancie and stuff like that. Also, Clefable is freaking crazy. Not only does it have Magic Air that I can run some weeks, you know, if I'm facing maybe a Sand team or something like that, so I don't get hurt by, you know, Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, Stealth Rock, stuff like that. But I also run Unaware, which means I can't get swept, which is really cool. It gets stuff like, it's decently offensive. 95 special attack is not bad. And if you run Magic Air Life Orb, whoa, 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 I'm gonna stop. But this thing's really good. I love it. Stealth Rocks, Wish, Heal Bell, Soft Boiled. I can run Wish to heal myself and another person, but if I don't need to run Wish, I can run Soft Boiled, which is great. That's a problem I have with some mons where Wish is their only real option, so it's kind of hard to work around them. For example, Vaporeon has that problem, but Clefable doesn't, which is really nice. It also has Seismic Toss if I want to run that. Knockoff, which is really, really cool just as an option. Healing Wish as well, so that's going to be a theme throughout this team. A lot of Healing Wish mons. And even Counter and Calm Mind, which, you know, this is definitely a good setup mon. And I'm really, really excited to use Clefable. I think it's a fantastic mon, and I think I use it frequently in the OU tier. I've never used it. Actually, I believe I've only ever used one mon on this team in a draft league format before, so it's going to be really, really fun. So, I have Clefable and I have Gardevoir. So, I need something to take steel hits. Both of my mons are weak to steel, and I needed something to take a hit from that. So I picked up another really, really great mon. I picked up Azumarill. Now, Azumarill is fantastic. Azumarill is really, really good. I did have it on my CPL team, and I did drop it, and I kind of regret it, because Azumarill is a fantastic mon. However, I feel like on a team where I am forced to use it, because like I kind of had to. I mean, I have no real option. I had to pick up Azumarill because it's the only water type that's a fairy type as well. I needed to be able to take on fire type somewhat, because spoilers, Craft is the fire type, which means we have to win. We have to beat Craft. But Azumarill is fantastic. I really, really like Azumarill. Not only does it have huge power, which is why I put in this stat, so 218 multiplied by 2, it hits 436 attack naturally, and you put a Choice Band on top of that, or Belly Drum. Belly Drum is insanely powerful. It's going to be insane. I love Azumarill a lot, and just, it's actually pretty versatile. You know, obviously it has Aqua Jet, Waterfall, and Play Rough, which is a standard set, but it also has stuff like Brick Break, if you want to run that. But I was thinking more along the lines of Superpower. Also gets Knock Off, Ice Punch, which is really, really nice. Grass Knot if I want to run something really crazy. Let's see what it has down here. Mega Kick, Iron Tail. Actually, I didn't know it got Iron Tail. That's something good to know. So we can so we can hit fairies. Oh shit. Okay, well yeah, Azumarill is really, really awesome. I'm glad I picked it up. So, like I said, I didn't want to pick up a team of just 6 mons thrown together. I wanted to pick up a unit. And that's what I did. Azumarill is a mon that I needed for offensive capabilities. Clefable has Stealth Rock, so I needed hazard removal. And there's not a lot of fairies that do that. And the one that does it the best, and one that I think is going to be fantastic, and probably one of my favorite mons on this team, it's going to be Togekiss. Now, Togekiss is a fantastic mon in the Draft League format. It also has Serene Grace Air Slash, which is incredibly strong. It has decent stats all around, good HP, good special attack, good speed, decently fast at about 80 speed. Thunder Wave Air Slash is stupidly broken. Air Slash in general, 60% chance to get flinched is just crazy good. It has Defog, which is the main reason I picked it up. Also, it's because Togekiss and it's fantastic. But I really like Togekiss on this team. It also gets Wish and Heal Bell and stuff. And it gets decent coverage, you know? Like, if you take a look at its thing, it gets Ancient Power, Aura Sphere. It doesn't get Moonblast, which means that its fairy typing doesn't really help it too much, other than defensive purposes, and me being able to draft it in a Monotype league. To be honest, but its only offensive fairy type move is Dazzling Gleam. That's really, really useful, but it's still okay. It's still usable. It gets Fire Blast and Flamethrower, which is the main thing that I love about Togekiss. It doesn't get walled by steel types at all, which is awesome. It also gets access to Heal Bell, Hyper Voice, Nasty Plot, which is crazy, Psychic, Psyshock, Soft Boiled, Roost, Thunder Wave, Tri Attack, and Wish. It's just fantastic. I really, really like Togekiss, and I think it's going to be a huge asset to the team. And I think as long as I use it right, Togekiss could definitely be one of the main mons on this team. And so far, all of my mons are just so happy. They're so happy, man. The fairy type is just such a lovely type. It's just so nice. So I'm gonna pick these two mons, or I'm gonna say their names in conjunction with each other because they're very, very important. I picked up two prankster mons. I picked up Klefki and Whimsicott. Now, I picked up Klefki for the same reason I picked up Azumarill. It's not weak to steel, which is very, very important. It also is immune to poison, which is so crucial, which I feel another reason. Klefki, I think, is one of the most important mons on the team, just for those reasons alone. It obviously still gets bodied by like a heavy slam from an Aggron, but that's beside the point. Klefki is fantastic, has access to so many great moves. It has Calm Mind even, if I want to run that. Foul Play, Light Screen, Reflect, Return, Spikes. I don't know why I said Return. Switcheroo, which is actually really cool if I want to run a Choice Scarf set and swap something. Swap something's item, that'd be pretty cool. Thunder Wave, which is going to be 90 accuracy in Sun and Moon, but you know what? We're going to use 100% accuracy, 100% accurate Thunder Waves until I'm told not to. Attract if I want to get really, really fucking annoying. It also gets Spikes, which is the main thing, and it's decently bulky, you know? Its HP is a little bit lacking, but if I max that out and then max out a defense, I could do pretty okay. And 75 speed, which is... it's not bad. It's not bad. It's not bad. And next we have Whimsicott, like I said. For the same reason I picked up Klefki, I needed typings. I really needed typings. Klefki gives me the steel type, and Whimsicott gives me the grass type. And grass type isn't that important. It's not as important as the steel type, in my opinion. But I still wanted Whimsicott because it's able to deal with water types, which are very, very scary, obviously. It's able to deal with electric types because there's no ground and fairy type at all. Which means we have no way to stop Volt Switch. Which you have no idea how much that's scaring me, but there's not really anything we can do about it. It's just something we have to accept. Whimsicott is probably my best answer to that, Volt Switch. It's actually my only resistance on this team. Spoilers. So yeah, Whimsicott is great. Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball. It's decently offensive. It has about 77 special attack, so if you max that out and they're not expecting it, especially if they bring in a mon like, say, Alakazam or something, you know, something that's not, you know, bulky, and they bring it in and they just get destroyed, that'd be pretty funny. Gets Taunt, Tailwind, Switcheroo, U-Turn, Shadow Ball, Seed Bomb, Moonblast, Memento, which is pretty cool. Leech Seed. Prankster Leech Seed is the fucking tits, dude. I fucking love that. I think that's going to be amazing. As long as I can use that right, that's going to be cool. Do you get Reflect? You don't get Reflect. I wish you got Reflect. It's alright, it's alright, it's alright, it's alright. So, that's going to be it for the first round of mons. We picked up 8 mons, and the next 2 are coming up right now. And at this point, I had about 30,000 euro left. And I remember from what I said earlier, my cap was 14 because Fairy is in tier 2. So, I knew that I couldn't pick up any high tier mons, you know, past that. I had to kind of go down the tier a little bit. But I could pick up one more decently high mon. I could pick up another tier 2, which I did. Or I think maybe it was tier 3. No, I think it was tier 2. I picked up a mon that I know way too well, and I'm so excited to use, even though I don't feel like it actually gives a lot to the team. If I had to drop one mon, it would probably be this. But I could not pass it up. We had to pick up Sylveon. I'm sorry. Sylveon is just way too good, and I know this mon way too well. It's just really, really good. Sylveon is probably, in my opinion, is the best fairy in the game, just because it can do whatever you want to. It can be defensive with Wish and, you know, Heal Bell and stuff like that. It can be Calm Mind, Baton Pass. It can be Choice Specs, you know, Destroyer. It can be whatever you need it to be, and it's just really, really great. It has Light Screen and Reflect, which I didn't know, which is really, really awesome. It has Moonblast, Hyper Voice, obviously, Shadow Ball. Its coverage is a little bit lacking, but it has Fairy, Psychic, and Ghost, along with a Hidden Power, so you should be able to hit what you need to hit with this mon. And the only things that resist Fairy are Fire, Steel, and Poison, and Psyshock hits the Poison types, and then you run Hidden Power. Actually, Hidden Power Ground hits all of those, so you know what am I even complaining about? But yeah, I really like Sylveon. I think it's going to do fantastically. As long as I use it right. I don't think Sylveon's going to come every week like it did basically in the Elysian League when I used it in Season 2. I don't think it's going to be one of those mons that comes every week. I don't think it's going to come most weeks. I think it's going to be one of those mons that we bring when we need it. I'm going to try not to overuse Sylveon just because it's really, really easy to prep for, in my opinion. And with Monotype, I feel like Sylveon doesn't really add a lot to the team because it doesn't have a typing. We already have a Hyper Voice Pixelate with Mega Gardevoir. We already have Calm Mind with Clefable. It doesn't have Stealth Rocks. It doesn't have Spikes. It doesn't have Toxic Spikes. Sylveon doesn't really add anything, but I still wanted it because it's a Sylveon. And it can still do what I need it to do. Like, if there's no role that any of my mons fill that week, I will bring Sylveon with that role. So we come to the last mon, and the mon that I'm actually really happy I picked up. It was one in the lower tiers, and we picked up Granbull. We picked up the big bully. This man is amazing. Granbull is probably my favorite pick of this draft, just because with Azumarill, you'll notice my team is very, very specially offensive. You know, minus Klefki and Whimsicott, which are kind of neither. You know, Mega Gardevoir's especially offensive, Clefable especially offensive, Togekiss especially offensive, Sylveon especially offensive. So Azumarill and Granbull are the only always physically offensive mons that can do some really, really tough damage. Granbull hits 120 base special attack, or base attack, which is great. And also with Intimidate, it means that I can wall certain mons that some people on my team that I couldn't. You know, Intimidate is just a great ability in general. Being able to take someone's attack and just shit on it is just great. It's just great, to be honest. And this thing has a crazy good move pool. Has moves like Close Combat, Crunch, Earthquake, Fire Punch, Heal Bell, Ice Punch, Outrage if I really want to run that. I don't know if I would. I doubt I would, but it's there if I want it. Play Rough. It's just really, really good. I love Granbull a lot, and I think it's going to do great for the team, whether I bring it offensive, defensive, whatever I choose to do. I think Granbull's going to do fantastically. So that's the draft. Those are the 8 mons that I chose. We could choose as many mons as we want as within, you know, points total, but this is where my points totaled out. I'm going to be honest with you guys, there's another form of this team that I could have gotten. I could have not gotten Sylveon and Granbull, and I could have gotten Diancie, regular Diancie, and Slurpuff. And in one way I'm kind of regretting it, because I did kind of want to use Diancie with, you know, Trick Room. I also wanted to use Belly Drum Slurpuff, so I have 2 Belly Drum mons that they have to prep for. But I felt like Slurpuff is too easy to prep for. Belly Drum Azumarill is a little bit harder to prep for because of the water typing. And Slurpuff, as long as you have a steel type, you got it. Like, you can't really do anything to you. I really, really want a Granbull. I want a Granbull for Intimidate. And at that point, I didn't want to pick up Diancie and Granbull and then just have loads of points left. I wanted to pick up Sylveon because I feel like Sylveon's going to be a mon that will need 1 week, you know. And I'm excited to use this team. Actually, I can go over who's in our division, actually. The types that we got to face. We actually got pretty lucky. We faced Craft with fire, like I said, which is pretty scary, obviously, because, you know, it's a fire type. You know, but we don't play the steel and the poison coach, which there are, I believe. There is, isn't it? I know there's poison, normal fighting, steel. Yeah, steel right here, which is a freaking obnoxious team, dude. What the hell? Oh my god, we're gonna get absolutely smashed. But we don't play them in the regular season. If we do play them, it's going to be in playoffs, which if we make them. But I really, really like my team, dude. I do. And compared to other people, I think my team is decent. Obviously, it's, you know, pretty one-dimensional, I guess you could say, because it is a fairy type. I didn't really have a lot of options. But like I said, we play Craft with the fire typing, which is pretty scary. He has Heatran and Volcanion. I'm so shocked he didn't pick up Victini. I really, really was expecting Victini, but I guess he just didn't feel like he needed it, which is fair enough. He is a very, very strong team. Flareon is actually one that I'm really, really psyched about. I think that's really, really cool he picked it up. You see Thunder here picked up the water typing with Manaphy, Mega Gyarados. Pretty good. You see you have me there. We play Zen with the dark typing, which is pretty lucky. I feel bad for Zen because it's pretty tough matchup for him. The same way that my matchup is tough with Craft, his matchup is kind of impossible. I don't want to say that because anyone can win on any day, but he does have a lot of mons. For example, he has Drapion, Bisharp, and Skuntank that if he plays them right can definitely sweep through me, but as long as I play it right, I should be okay. And then we have Iceyu with the grass typing, which is good, and then you can't see it, but we got the New Jersey Dwebbles with the flying typing. He's got Skarmory, Howlucha, Noivern, Moltres, Gligar, Mega Aerodactyl, Togetic, and Rotom Fan. So love the teams. I really, really like the teams, and I think we're gonna go quite the distance in this league. I wanna definitely do as well as I can. I want to give 110%. I definitely want to make at least playoffs. If I don't go past there, it's fine. But I definitely want to go to playoffs. And you see right here, Skunktank, Dragalge, Gengar, Mega Venusaur. 2 people picked up Mega Venusaur. That's fucking obnoxious. Also, yeah. By the way, guys, this draft, it wasn't really a draft. It was draft in the idea that we picked Mons. But if I drafted a Mon that was fairy flying, like Togekiss, they could also pick up Togekiss if they were the flying typing. For example, the flying coach could have picked up Togekiss. He just didn't. And that's why you have Skunktank and Mega Venusaur repeated here on the Poison team, and it's also on the Grass team, Mega Venusaur, and the Dark team with Zen. I like the team, guys. I'm gonna be honest. It's gonna be tough. Obviously, it's gonna be tough to win because if you have a bad matchup against a team, there's not really much you can do. But I'm gonna try my best to pull out a win every single week. If you guys are excited for PCL Monotype off season and you are rooting for your Cork City Cyndaquils, make sure to heavy slam the like button down below first and subscribe if you are not already to be a member of the Aggronix. And another little tidbit. Once this Monotype League is over, Sun and Moon will be out, and also we will be in the main league, so expect some crazy shit. Until then, guys, have yourselves a wonderful day, and bye-bye!